Okay, so everybody, welcome to the School of Vedic Astrology. Now we will continue with the series on nakshatras, and today we will discuss Chitra Nakshatra. Now, Chitra Nakshatra is where it is located. So it is 23 degrees 20 of Virgo, in the constellation Virgo, to 6 degrees 40 Libra. So right here, if you have an Aries ascendant, you find Chitra Nakshatra right here. So the beautiful thing about Nakshatra theory is that instead of a planetary ruler, Nakshatras are governed by Vedic deities. So actually we have to look at the life of these deities in order to understand what this nakshatra is all about. So in this case, it is Vastar, but he is the son, is considered the son of Vishvakarma. And who was Vishvakarma? Vishvakarma was the architect of the gods. So he was the designer of this universe in Vedic knowledge. So nakshatras also, which is very special, is classified in certain systems. So besides the deity, you want to look at the symbol, because also the symbol of a nakshatra will unlock the secrets of that nakshatra. And next, you want to look at the Shakti, the power or the energy behind this nakshatra. So the symbol for Chitra is a jewel. So now we already know it's Vishvakarma, he was an architect, and the symbol is a jewel. So we already having the first steps to unlocking the secrets of this nakshatra. And then the Shakti is the power to accumulate good karma. So in nakshatra theory, because we see also that the dosha is Pitta, the Gana is a Rakshasha, the caste is servant, Yoni is a female tiger, and the planetary ruler for the dasha system is Mars. And also the motivation is Kama. So how on earth is it possible that Kama, Pitta, Rakshasha, and the Yoni female tiger will create the power to accumulate good karma? That, my friends, depends on the position of a certain planet that will inhabit this nakshatra in a certain house. So we see the houses here. So we have seen in the basic course that the houses, and in general in Vedic science, houses are classified in these four principles of Dharma, Kama, Artha, and Moksha. So yes, it is possible if you have a positive Jupiter transiting in a Dharma house, for example, the 9th house with Chitra here, yes, this will give the power to accumulate good karma and merits. However, if you have malefic Mars in a malefic house, here in a Kama house, yes, this will create karma, but more in a negative sense, for sure. That's why in nakshatra theory, we always have to pay attention to great detail. Now, also, you want to unlock the secret of the nakshatra through the Sanskrit name. And in Sanskrit, most, or not even all words, are derived from a root principle. It's like a flower, but everything goes back to the root in Sanskrit. So the root word for Chitra is Chit. And Chit means to think, to comprehend, to reflect, to know, and also to design, which is very important because architects, they design. And Chitra then means the bright one, brilliant. You see what is the quality of a jewel. It's brilliant, beautiful. But it's also illusory and magical. Because we see in the Mahabharata, Vishvakarma designed this palace for the Pandavas. And I think at some point Duryodhana, he tripped because one floor was in such a way designed that it appeared to be like a floor, but it was actually a swimming pool, and he tripped inside the swimming pool, and I think a few of his cousins were laughing, and then that's where Duryodhana really became angry and the war really became a thing. Yeah. This nakshatra is then also covered by a certain star. There is a very famous star here in our galaxy situated. It is Spica. And it's very close to the orbit of the moon and the sun. It's very closely related there. And it's a very bright star at the end of the constellation Virgo. And it's known as Alpha Virginis. If you go to Google Earth, you can find these stars. Yeah, so now a little bit of research about Tvastar. According to the Rig Veda, he was considered to come out of the clan of the Brigu. Brigu was also a very famous astrologer and sage in ancient days. And this Tvastar, he is actually by Indian culture, he is invoked when people desire children also. So when this position is then in the 5th house, and if you have benefics like Venus and Jupiter there, can give very intelligent children also. Yeah. And then some believe that he comes from the navel of Vishvakarma. So again, in medical astrology, it then covers the stomach area. Others believe, according to Mahabharata, he is the son of Sukracharya and the father of Saranya, the wife of the sun god, which is very interesting. And also the father of Vishvarup, who was killed by Indra and created the Vritsura demon or something. Anyway, but through these stories we see that there is also conflict with this nakshatra, especially when you have the planetary ruler is Mars, and if you have Mars transiting there, especially in 6th house, which is the house of enemies, or the 8th house of conflicts, sudden endings, etc., then you will see that these people, these natives, are not so easygoing. They have their own ways. Yeah. Now, he's the architect of the gods and the demons at the same time, so he creates for both of them. He works very much in secret, so it's also a little bit of a secretive nakshatra. And a lot of mystery surrounds this character of Vishvakarma. Actually, Vishvakarma is just invisible, and it's actually Tvastar, his son, who grew out of the navel, that becomes physical. But Vishvakarma himself, he is invisible. And I think he created the Jagannath.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the story of Jagannath.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
And he also created the thunderbolt of Indra. He created the disc of Vishnu, some believe. The spear of Kartikeya, and he also created Somaju. So he's a very established designer and creator. Huh? In fact, you could say that if you want to sum up this nakshatra in 3 words, it is create, 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 according to the book of nakshatras. Yeah. So what do you see with these people? They love arts, craftsmanship, design, architecture, beauty, illusion, painting, sculpturing, because we see that a lot of, I have a list of engineers and designers, and everybody in that list has Chitra. Yeah, it's incredible. All these designers, which I will speak about in a minute, they have Chitra. Yeah. Now it covers also the womb region, because it's the dosha is Pitta, the motivation is Kama, and the yoni is female tiger. There is also a passion seen in this nakshatra, especially when you have Mars and Venus transiting through this nakshatra or conjunct in this nakshatra. It can create a lot of creativity on a procreation. Yeah. Now these people, and also especially in the fourth pada, because fourth pada becomes Scorpio Navamsa. And this is Scorpio in general is considered to be a very passionate sign. So these people, a diamond, where do you find a diamond? It is actually created under earth, under huge pressure. So these people can deal with pressure, for sure. They can actually give good results under extreme pressure. And that's nice. On the other side, these people also, because a diamond is very beautiful, it goes a little bit together with Rohini Nakshatra. They love glamour. They are very charismatic, also seductive. They love bright colors, and they can outshine people in public. Yeah, especially with if you have a strong Venus there. Yeah, and they can attract jealousy from others. They know deep secrets because they were formed under huge pressure in secluded places, which the diamond stands for. They are able to connect the two worlds because you're dealing with sculptors and painters, so sometimes they go into these inner trances to receive knowledge from the invisible world and put it in manifestation in the physical world. So they are connecting these two worlds. They have great intelligence and they pay attention to detail, because if you're an architect, you pay attention to detail. They, I would say, you see a lots of perfectionism there. Yeah, and this can result in OCD.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. And they will be aware of everything in the house. If you move something in the house, if your mother has Chitra, you know, and it's in the fourth house here, she will know every little detail in the house. And if you move something, you will know it. Huh? Yeah, this is very much a concept with this nakshatra. They are very expert in all kinds of politics. However, on the negative side, they can be arrogant, self-indulgent, and they can be having a very passionate persona. And then, depending on which house, again, but they can also be very spiritual. They love magic. They can create very magical things. And they are masters in camouflage. Yeah. So I would say you could see a soldier also, because soldiers have to work under high pressure and deliver results in the war, and they need to be able to camouflage. So I would say there's also, next to architects, you would see certain kind of specialized soldiers. If you have, for example, Saturn and Chitra Nakshatra in the 5th house, or you have Chitra Lagna and Saturn becomes the 5th lord, there could be issues regarding with children, having late children in life, or pregnancies before marriage, or the children don't like the parents, for example. So there could be some issues regarding children, and so the 2nd house, if you have Chitra in the 2nd house, can be very creative speakers, because the 2nd house is the house of speech. 3rd house, what do you think? 3rd house, if you have Chitra in the 3rd house.
3rd house is mass communication.
Yes. Yes. So make very good money with arts, communication, social media, very nice design social media accounts. Also creative writing, scene. Yeah. What do you think for the 4th house?
Fancy house.
Yes. We just said it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we just said it. It's like perfectionism in the house, or your mother, you know, has some OCD problem. Yeah, Fifth house, very intelligent children can be seen with the fifth house. Depending on which planets occupy this nakshatra. And seventh house, they're very organized partners, business partners, marriage partners. And in the eighth house, yeah, if this passion comes out, you see also this Kama Sutra kind of things, where you'll be very organized in some yogic architecture to reach higher levels of love. Yeah. So, and a few examples. Leonardo da Vinci, he had his Saturn in the 11th house. Jean-Baptiste Charcot, he's a French sculptor, painter under Napoleon. He had his Lagna in Chitra. Michelangelo was an Italian sculptor, painter and architect and poet. He had Rahu in the 10th house. Tony Garnier, Lagna, Mars, first house. Tesla, Nikola Tesla, yeah, Chitra Nakshatra. Yeah, a Serbian American inventor, engineer, futurist. K.N. Rao, very famous Vedic astrologer. However, because we're dealing with Mars as the planetary ruler, there can be a certain destruction also seen. And you see it with many of these people also, like Nikola Tesla. Some say he was killed for sharing his design. So these people are kind of socially ahead of their time because they're very intelligent, creative thinkers, designers, but then they're fighting certain forces that don't want them to be so creative. Yeah, because Tesla, he would just give free energy to everybody. So yeah. And Abraham Lincoln also has it. You see, that's another example. He was a president, lawyer. He was shot and killed. He was a very enhanced human being, I would say. So eventually, this Arista, it can bring destruction. So that was it for Chitra Nakshatra. Do you have any questions? It's good. Then we can do.
What zodiac does it cover again? Say Virgo.
Yeah, it covers the later degrees of Virgo into the first degrees of Libra. This is where you find Spica, a very bright star, on the orbit of the planets. So if you have planets conjunct Spica, that is on the 0 degrees Libra. That will give enormous power also.
Because I was thinking, I know someone, one of my best friends, and I was trying to look for his chart there, but he's got 29 degrees Chitra ascendant, and he was just as you said, like if we come into Prabhupada's room in the morning, but don't shut the door to the click, click, you know. Everything
perfectionist. Boom. There you have it. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We got the recording. So now I can answer all your questions.